2016 Toyota RAV4 LE all-wheel drive with a tiny, not even fully 6 inches of screen that doesn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, just has the simple Bluetooth connection. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, introducing Car ABC. They've decided to bless me with this 9-inch portable CarPlay monitor that is actually much more easier than I expected it would be to install. I thought I'd have to take out my old radio and stuff this in there, but it's not even like that at all. So we're gonna turn off the car and do a quick little introduction of what these guys do. Again, 9-inch portable CarPlay monitor for vehicles that don't have CarPlay, such as this one. And opening this one up, you can see the packaging. They've done this with care. They've clearly put some effort into making sure the package gets to me safely. And looking at this bad boy, a good 9 inches of screen. Very easy and very simple to use. The thing I like about this one is that it also has a camera back here, which does double down as a forward-facing camera in case something does happen. And if you're like me, first thing I recommend you do is that you install the SD card that they provide for you. Install this in so you don't drop it as you're trying to install this 9-inch screen. Going over here, the instructions are very simple. You get your rear camera, which is optional, a power cable, a 360-degree adjustable, I want to call it a screen rest, where you place it over here and you place your screen over here where it sits and rests easy over here. And just shows you how to connect to your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto, whichever one you're using at the time. And going into where all the technical stuff is, here's gonna be our backup camera. This is the one where you stick onto the windshield like something like this, and have the screen facing towards you, which part of me does kind of prefer this one a little bit more. You have the stationary one where you'd place somewhere around here, which again I like as well. Like, they give you a little bit of options seeing where you want to put the stand for your screen. Here is our power cord. Simple, straightforward. Again, it's 12 volts. It's powered by a 12-volt port, so it's actually very easy to install. You don't need to take apart anything. And last but not least, you have the jack over here, like a two-way jack as well. So quickly, just installing everything in there real quick. Put this there. If you're like me, you like wire management, so after all this, I'm gonna tidy up and make sure this wire is as hidden as it possibly can so that it doesn't hang around too much. But do this, come behind this screen, plug this little bad boy in. There we go. Or if you're like me, you're gonna do it like this. Pull it out and pull it in like so. Grab this one. As you can see, this part just go in like so. Pull it up, and now she is secure. Actually, I put it on the wrong way. I'm actually slow sometimes, forgive me. There. Now, in theory, I should be able to connect it onto something like this and have it face me at all times. But since that's basically how you would install this version of it, at least, we're gonna make sure she's secure before we turn on the vehicle and test out our CarPlay. So make sure this is secure. Tighten this part up as much as I physically can. That's good. Tighten you up as well. Reconnect you. Remove the sealant of my suction cup. Very sticky, okay. And we're just going to continue adjusting you a bit so that it's not too like forward facing in my face, at least. Alright, let's just do this as a test run to see how she handles. Alright, let's make it look nicer. Give me a sec. Tooth on and connect. to this thing right here. Okay, so we should be paired up now. Okay, so let's go to Apple CarPlay. Yes, and use CarPlay on the phone. That should be good. Ah, perfect. Now this RAV4 now has Apple CarPlay that is actually functional. Alright, so we have finally successfully installed this thing. We're gonna turn off our volume for a bit. And yes, it is now fully connected and everything is running. We got our camera already going on, sees everything that's happening in front of us. Our Apple CarPlay connects automatically by itself, which I really do appreciate. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more buggy compared to this. I thought my phone would have to connect to this first and this, but it works itself out very well. And now we're gonna demonstrate how the Apple CarPlay works in this thing as we go for a quick little like 2-minute drive as we go along. And as you can see, the Apple CarPlay actually does do really well. Let us find our nearest gas station. And we just go to that. And the neat thing is that even though I disconnected all the music and everything, my music still plays well. You can see on the lower part where my old screen still is, you can see that we're still playing music in the background. Of course, we're not gonna have it playing out loud because of copyright laws, but you can still see that it's kind of integrated itself very, very well with the rest of this. And we've made it look a little bit cleaner so the wires aren't hanging around everywhere. And this thing is not as shaky as I was expecting it to be. When you set it up properly, it just sits and rests easy. And in this driving position, you don't really have to take your eyes off the road to see what's happening with the Apple CarPlay. It's simple, it's efficient, and if you want, you can also use voice commands as well. And showing you the rest of this that's on the screen, you can see that Apple CarPlay is fully integrated, and I actually love that a lot. Responsive enough, and you can still see everything that's happening around you. 10 out of 10 product. I would highly recommend you guys get it. Get the 9-inch because it just looks better than the smaller one. Unless you really don't want to spend the extra money, which I don't blame you. I would just recommend you get the bigger screen and all the extra goodies that come along with it. But anyway guys, this has been Morty in the 2016 Toyota RAV4 that previously didn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, but now does have Apple CarPlay with 9 inches of screen to spare. Take care guys, and peace.